Good evening, Glitter Gang. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday night. It's time to work on the waterfall portion of the Catch a Tag Remastered program. But before I do that, I'm going to do a quick recording for YouTube related to the National Scrapbook Day project, which was if you wanted to make a Polaroid and you didn't have an envelope punch or a frame punch, what would you do? So I'm going to show you what you would do. And this is going to be its own separate video, and it'll be in the Project X playlist on YouTube as well as in the archives. So I'm just going to make one to hold a 4x6 photo, which is 4 1/4 by 7 1/4. But I'm just going to cut a 4 1/4 inch strip first because I want to take the tab. I want to do the tab. So step 1 is get a 4 1/4 inch strip of cardstock. All right. And then step 2 is you're going to make your tab. And the way that you're going to make your tab is to mark a 1/2 inch lightly on the back in pencil. You're going to want to be able to erase this. Half inch down from the top. And then whatever you want your tab to be, so let's say we want it 2 1/2 inches in from the other side. All right. And then you're going to go a 1/2 inch in. Remember, we're making a tab when we don't have a tab punch. Okay, so that's the request. So we're going to come a 1/2 inch in from there, and then we're going to come a 1/2 inch in from here. Okay, and now what you're going to do is you're going to connect to make your tab. You're going to connect from here to here and from here to here, and that's going to give you a sort of trapezoid shape. All right. So now what you're going to do is you're going to cut from here, cut from the edge in to the angle, up the angle, down the angle. So that's how you get the top, how you get the tab. And again, this is if you don't have the frame punch, if you don't have the envelope punch, but you still want to make something that has the same visual effect as the tab. So see, that looks close enough to a tab that I think you'll be happy if you don't have these tools with how close you get to the look. All right, now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut from 7 1/4 inches down from this. Okay, so it's 4 1/4 inches across, 7 1/4 inches down total, but not from the tab, from this edge. So that's where we need to make our next mark. So just gonna line this up on my mat. Go to 7 1/4. And this is where I'm going to cut it off because that's the bottom. All right. Then that's how we get the exterior. So now the question is, how do we get the interior? We're going to mark a line 1 inch in from the bottom. And a 1/4 inch in from both long sides. And a 1/4 inch in from the top, but again, it's from this line, not from the tab. And then again, another 1/4 inch here. Okay, so this is your shape. Now you have 2 ways you can approach this. If you don't care whether or not the inside corners are rounded, then at this point you just cut that out and you're done. That's it. That's all it takes. If you want those inside corners to be rounded, you're going to need to get your big bite. And I'm going to use the 3/16 hole, which is the larger hole. And I'm going to punch a hole in that corner. So I want to punch a hole so that the 2 sides of the hole are touching those 2 lines. All right, and then once I've done that, I no longer need the big bite. The big bite is done. And now all I'm gonna do is cut the insides out. So you're just gonna cut along this line from the bottom of one corner to the other. There is no order history in the shop. If you want to check what all you've ordered, send an email to sales@kathrynscraps.com and we can look it up in PayPal. Just make sure that when you email us, you tell us what email is associated with your PayPal and we'll be able to look it up. Because we can pull your order history with us. But yeah, the store does not track purchases. All right, so you see how that's coming out. And again, you're not cutting all the way to the corner, you're just cutting to and from the circles. Because you want that rounded corner. So this is, you know, again, you can skip this circle step if you don't care about a rounded corner. But if you want it to have that kind of rounded interior corner, this is how you get it. And then that's it. Now you have this. So that you're finished. Now you've gotten as far as I would have gotten with the frame punch and the normal punch. You can round the corners if you want to, put a photo behind it, but that is how you would make one of those tabbed Folio-Roids if you don't have the envelope punch board or the frame punch board. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.